Oh, that was exciting.
That was kind of a fun noise.
It was a really fun noise at the springs on your mic.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. That's a really good. We don't have time for this. We don't have time for this. Pizza's coming. Hurry up.
All right.
Toastface Podcast.
Toastface.
Toastface
We're gonna
Podcast.
pod some cast.
Toastface
We're gonna
Podcast.
toast some face.
Toastface
We're gonna
Podcast.
pod some cast.
Toastface
We're
Podcast.
gonna toast some face.
Toastface
We're
Podcast.
gonna pod some cast.
Toastface
We're gonna
Podcast.
toast some face.
Toastface
We're
Podcast.
gonna pod some cast out.
Toastface
We're gonna
Podcast.
toast some face.
Toastface
We're gonna
Podcast.
pod some cast out.
Toastface
We're gonna
Podcast.
toast some face.
Toastface
We're gonna
Podcast.
pod some cast.
Toastface
We're gonna
Podcast.
toast some face.
Toastface
We're gonna
Podcast.
pod some cast.
Toastface
We're gonna
Podcast.
toast some face.
Toastface
We're gonna
Podcast.
pod some cast.
Toastface.
We're gonna toast some face.
Welcome to the Toastface Podcast. My name is Topher Owen,
I'm his wife.
and together we are Toastface.
Woo!
This is the podcast where we talk about movies, and we have this game that we've created based off of Craigslist, which is a podcast that we really love with Craig Kikowski and
Carla
Carla
Kikowski.
Carla Kikowski, his wife. And they have dedicated themselves to going through Craig's 100 favorite movies, and he shows them to Carla, and they talk about them afterwards. Well,
Sorry. I'm so sorry. Pardon me.
we're new to the podcasting thing. We're over here bumping our
They
mics.
never would have known if you had said nothing.
I mean, we're old hats at the podcasting thing. So my wife, her name is Monica. Monica and I have come up with our top 50 movies, which we're showing to each other, and we're talking about them afterwards. So last time we watched Pineapple Express.
Yes. And I would like to take this moment to clarify they're not our top 50 favorite films, like the best movies we've ever seen. They're our top 50. These are fun. And we can watch these over and over and over again.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's kind of what we based it on.
Yeah. They're not the finest cinematic
Films.
masterpiece of all time.
Good grief.
There are a few corrections from our previous podcast regarding Pineapple Express. We kept calling the man Craig T. Robinson.
At one point, I called him Craig T. Nelson because that's a real person,
That is a real person.
but
and
not the person in the movie.
He is not in Pineapple Express.
No.
He's also a fine actor.
Yes.
But he is not Craig Robinson.
Just
who has
no T.
No T. It's just Craig Robinson.
Sans T.
Sans T.
I'm so fancy.
And his friend. We kept calling him Craig T. Robinson and his friend. The friend's name is Kevin Corrigan. Kevin Corrigan is also a fine actor, and that is the name of the man who plays Craig Robinson's friend in Pineapple Express. I believe those
I don't know
are...
how good of friends they are. I mean, he does kill him.
Yeah, they're friends in crime.
Yes. They're co-workers.
So those are the corrections from the Pineapple Express podcast.
People were concerned.
We did get calls. We didn't give anybody our phone numbers, but we did get calls. So that's all that.
The end.
Hey, we're talking to you about these movies as if you've seen them. I want you to understand that there will be spoilers.
So many spoilers.
So if you haven't seen the movie, don't listen to this, because we're going to talk to you as if you have seen the movie with us. All right?
Okay.
Good. I also I wanted to mention something because I had talked about it last time, and Do you remember?
You're so prepared for this one.
I took notes. I'm trying to make myself a better podcaster.
I'm not. Yes.
And today we might feel, it might seem like we're a little bit rushed. Hey, Monica, why might we be a little bit rushed?
Because we ordered some pizza. And it's going to show up any time now.
Yes, that's true.
And we want to do this podcast so we can watch the next movie.
Right, exactly.
While we eat our pizza.
Something that we had mentioned on the previous podcast, we were talking about Bill Hader and his little moment at the beginning.
I love him.
Yeah, he's pretty great.
I wish he'd stayed in Tulsa and we'd been friends.
I do too. Bill Hader.
No,
you're
I'm
from Tulsa.
glad he got famous and is doing fun stuff.
Oh yeah, don't get me wrong. I don't wish the man any ill will, and I'm so glad that he's done what he's done.
But now we'll never be friends.
Oh, I don't know. We'll meet him somewhere.
Okay.
We will.
What about Bill Hader, dear?
What I was talking about was there's a moment in Pineapple Express, and we had talked previously about where the word flapjacks come from, because Bill Hader mentions flapjacks in his little part in Pineapple Express. And I looked it up. I can't find it right now, unfortunately, but I did look it up, and it was a fun little definition of where flapjacks came from. And it's a British term, and the word jack is used to describe a pancake, and flap used to be a synonym for the word flip, so it was a little cake that you flip, and that's where the term flapjack came from.
Fascinating.
It has its first references around the 1800s.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay. So I think that's all we had to talk about from last time.
See you next time. Bye.
Moving on to present day.
Oh, sure.
This week we watched The Witch.
Which we affectionately refer to as the Vivitch.
Because it's stylized, spelled with 2 V's for the W on lots of posters and such. This was my number 50 movie, and what did you like about it, Mon?
Everything.
It's such an amazing movie, isn't it?
It is an amazing film. And the first time we watched it with subtitles.
Yeah. Because
they speak in kind of an old English wordage as well as accent.
Yeah.
What word am I trying to find right now?
I don't know.
Anyway, the language is Old English, and then they speak in a really thick English accent. I don't know that he wouldn't call it British. It's really, I don't know. So we watched it with subtitles the first time. And still, it was a wonderful movie. But this time around, we opted to watch it without the subtitles. And it was kind of a different experience.
I enjoyed it so much more.
Okay.
You can't hear yourself?
No, I sure can't.
How about now?
Yeah, that's good.
That's better?
Yeah.
Okay.
Am I too loud?
Yeah, we were peaking.
Oh, peaking. That's a good thing, though, right?
All right, keep going.
Well, now I've lost my train of thought because
I'm sorry.
What's going on?
This time around, we watched it.
This podcast episode is a hot mess. It's just terrible.
Yeah, we've done better.
Have we? No. So anyway, this time around we watched it without the subtitles, and it was a different experience. It was still a really good movie, at least as good as the first time that we watched it.
Oh yeah.
But this time we were more focused on the visuals and the music, which I don't even know if you could call it music. The soundtrack, though.
Yeah.
The score. Let me get my movie language on. And it was just a different experience. Just as scary, just as intense, just as stressful.
Yeah.
But it's so good.
Yeah. I remember the first time that we watched it, we've got this other movie game that we play with each other called 10 Nights of Terror, and we do it around Halloween. And the first time that we watched The Vivitch was the highlight of our 10 Nights of Terror film festival that we play with each other.
Just our Our very own film festival.
And I think it was for last year that we watched it for the first time. And so I was kind of expecting a little bit more of a terror movie when I went into the Vivitch. I was looking for something a little bit more Halloween-y or Friday the 13th or, I don't know, like horror film. And this and the movie, I would classify it as a horror film, but I don't know.
It's not a slasher. It's not gory. Well, it's
got
kind of
some
gory.
moments, it's got some moments of gore,
But it's not slasher film gory.
No.
It's you'll never sleep again gory.
I think the thing I like most about this film is that there is not a single moment at all that I ever feel like I'm outside of the world that they start creating from the moment that they start the movie.
Yeah, for sure.
Every single performance is killer, and every single accent is on. There's never a boom mic shadow. There's never a time when I go, I don't believe that particular item should be in this movie. That it's such a period that I don't think I've ever seen before, and I find it fascinating. I don't typically find period pieces fascinating, but this one I did. It was creepy and scary. The world that they lived in was really awful.
Yeah. I loved that it's such a simple movie.
Mm-hmm.
There's just the main characters, basically. You see very few other characters in the movie, other actors. At the very beginning and at the very end, you see a handful more, but there's pretty much just the family. And, but at the same time, it's really complex. Like everything you see matters, and you have to pay attention to everything that's going on in every frame of the movie. And it's so intense, and it's so creepy, and it's disturbing, and it's really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
In such a way that one of the things Topher really hopes to do at some point is kind of copy Craig Kakowski's thing where he does Carla's quotes for their he listens to her watch the movies, or he watches her watch the movies and writes down things that she says as she's watching it, and he kind of wants to do that with us as well. But I don't think we said a word, and this is the second time we've seen this movie, and we were both silent.
It's my third time watching it.
Is it really?
So I feel like you probably...
Why did you watch it without me?
I don't think I did. I think maybe you're just misremembering.
Okay, well, either way... So let's say it's our third time through it, and neither one of us said anything. Like we didn't touch each other. We just sat there and took in the movie.
There was one moment where you said something, I think, and I think what you said was, "That was scary." But
sure.
that was it. And I think what happened this time when we turned off the subtitles, we were so much more engaged in the movie. You have to be engaged in the movie if you're going to get it.
Because you're watching the actual stuff that's going on rather than watching the subtitles.
Right. Just an amazing film. Just an amazing film.
I don't even know what else to say about it.
Yeah, it's great. The actors were great. The shots were great. The director's great.
I'm not even sure how I feel about the ending of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like whether I like it or don't like it,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it matters. That's how good the movie is.
Yeah.
Like my feelings about how it ended are irrelevant. It was appropriate, I assume, because
Your feeling. I will validate your feelings.
I might be a professor of film someday. My descriptions are impressing me.
They are impressive.
Yeah.
Most impressive.
Yes.
There are so many images that come to my mind when I think about the Vivitch, but one of them in particular is where there's a close-up of half of the goat's face, or the ram, or what is it?
It's a goat.
It's a goat.
Black Phillip.
Yeah, with nice
A
curly...
big, giant black ram. He's not even I guess he's not a ram. Doesn't have the curly horns. We don't know. We don't know our goats.
He's a creature. And
Yeah.
the children have named him Black Phillip. And there's a close-up on his face, but just half of his face.
Pizza. Hold that.
So we got pizza, and we're back. But the shot that I was talking about, half of Black Phillip's face, super close-up, and he's looking at us with a weird cockeyed eye. And from off screen, we hear one of the children, bah, bah. And then her little mouth goes right up into its ear. Bah. And it scurries away. Shots like that are kind of what populate the movie. And not just like that, but uncomfortable shots.
Really uncomfortable. The son made me the most uncomfortable, pretty much for the entire film. When he's going out to search for the baby with his father, and he's quoting all this random scripture, and then the boy gets lured into the proverbial gingerbread house by the witch.
And he's kind of lusting after his sister too, which is creepy.
It is creepy, and it's uncomfortable, but I also feel like it's normal. Like he's 12-ish.
What?
Yeah, she's got boobs. She's the only thing around that's got boobs. You gotta look at them.
Did you lust after your brother?
I'm a girl. Girls don't do that. No, the answer is no. I did not. Don't me. Anyway, yes, he's uncomfortable through the whole movie. Then when he gets lured by the witch, or a witch. I don't know if it's the witch, but a witch.
A witch.
And he returns, and he's naked, and he's standing weird by the fence, and just has all this bizarre posture. And then he's really ill, and they can't figure out what's going on. And he starts
coughs
talking to God, or
what
did he cough up?
He coughs up an apple.
Right, because I lied about the apple.
Lied about the apple,
which made him cough up an apple.
Mm-hmm. Just take note, everybody. If you lie about an apple, then that means you'll cough up an apple.
But only if you get seduced by a witch.
Yeah. Don't worry. Like, if you're going to lie about an apple, just don't get seduced by a witch.
Just avoid the witches. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
It was very reminiscent of Witches of Eastwick, where she coughs up all those cherry pits, but grosser.
Yeah.
And it was a little kid, and he kept having seizures. Oh, he was just very disturbing.
The movie was very disturbing, but in a way that I could keep going back and watching over and over again.
Yeah. They killed a baby in this movie, and I was fine with it.
Yeah.
I mean, not like, oh, hooray, they killed the baby, fine with it. But just
I was fine with it that way.
I continued watching. It's like the very first thing that happened, and I continued watching the movie.
Yeah. It's a delicious film.
I might be deeply disturbed. I really enjoyed this movie.
Normally we've only done one before this, but we have thought about playing the game where we recap the movie in 15 seconds. You want to give that a shot?
Sure.
All right, here we go. We only have 15 seconds to do the Vivitch.
Are you going to start?
Sure, I'll start.
Okay, good.
All right, you ready?
Sure.
Good. Let's leave this town.
Yes, Father.
Oh, here we are in our own place.
Judas and mercy.
There's a witch, and you all are the witch.
The baby is gone.
I'm killing you all now.
Ah, ha, 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 ha.
Would you like to live deliciously?
Oh, that guy was so creepy. If
That's
we didn't even talk about that guy.
That's become my new thing, where I walk around the house and I just kind of say, Would you like to live
deliciously?
Deliciously. It's so creepy.
Oh, my God. Yeah, whoever played... I'm assuming it's the devil. We don't know that it's the devil. They never say it's the devil.
We really only know that it's Black Phillip.
It's Black Phillip, who's the goat. Yeah. But then he takes human form, and he's dressed like a fancy lad.
And he takes human form so
oh
well.
Man.
Do I
hate them fancy lads.
Yes.
He's got buckled shoes and lacy stockings and
big hat.
Knickers. That's right. When they're fancy, you pronounce the K.
Yeah.
Knickers.
That's
yeah,
just
big old pilgrim hat and a big weight lace collar. Oh my gosh. But you never really see his face. He's got long dark hair.
I think all of it is black. I don't think it's a white lace collar, is it? I think everything he's wearing
I have to watch it again now because I don't know.
Well, let's watch it again.
But you never see his face and his voice.
It's so patient.
It's a male register, but it's a very feminine voice, which I found fascinating.
It's just so patient. It's so patient with
not rushed.
Would you like to live deliciously?
Topher likes doing that a little too much.
I love it so much.
So creepy.
So we had a good time with the witch.
He's not disguising himself or his evil or what he's requiring of the girl, the daughter. He wants the daughter to come to him and to be a witch, which she does, by the way. Spoiler. But he's not like seducing her with riches, and like the best he says is, "Do you want to live deliciously?"
Yeah.
We don't know what that means. She doesn't know what that means. What the fuck does that mean?
He asks her what she wants.
And he asks her that after he's murdered everyone in her family.
Yeah.
She's like, sure, I'll get naked and follow you out in the forest.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
It's so great.
I guess life was really tough back then, though. That probably was a pretty darn good option.
They didn't have gelato.
Yeah, no, you got to kill a baby every now and then. Smush it up in your mortar and pestle.
Yeah.
In your mortar with your pestle.
With both.
And then smear it all over yourself.
All over your naked self.
And your broom.
All over your naked broom.
You're good to go for a year or so.
Yeah.
That's so much better than farming. Drawing water from the well.
And they weren't even really successfully farming. Their farm was a failure.
It was shit, yeah. But that
Yeah.
was because of the witches.
You think so?
Oh, yeah, they were poisoning their
I think it's because they
crops.
were all dicks.
Just because of the evil.
Something I forgot to mention about Craig Robinson.
I don't care.
His middle name is Philip.
So he's Craig P. Robinson.
He is Craig P. Robinson.
That was
He
close.
is. And he has a Master's of Education from St. Xavier University in Chicago.
He's not in this movie that we're talking about currently.
No, I'm just putting this in there so I can
You're
go back.
super into Craig P. Robinson.
Well, I wanted to correct some things. Craig P. Robinson did a fantastic job.
He did. I agree. And so did everyone who was in The Vivitch.
Yes, exactly right.
And I thought that the lead actress, whom I've seen in several other things since then, was great as well. And she's got three names. Anna Joy Taylor? Anna. I think it's Anna. Sorry, Anna.
This is her first feature, according to the special features on the Vivitch Blu-ray.
She's a tiny little, that girl from ER. No, not ER. Grey's Anatomy. The blonde with boobs.
Oh,
You know who I'm talking about.
I don't.
You do, because you... Oh. God, we are terrible at this. Just so terrible.
Hot mess coming
27 Dresses, which I have not seen, but she's in it.
Oh, Heigl, Katherine Heigl.
She's a tiny little Katherine Heigl,
Oh,
but she's a better actress than Katherine Heigl.
Katherine Heigl, we like you.
Totally. Anna Joy Taylor did a wonderful job.
She did, and I hope that's her name. If it's not, you'll hear about it the next time.
If you're still here, thank you. Thanks.
Anything else to add?
Oh, no, I don't think so.
Okay, good. Did you like the Vivitch?
I believe I have mentioned numerous times that I very much enjoy that movie.
Excellent. We both came out of this one liking the Vivitch, and we would recommend it.
Mm-hmm.
So now we move on to movie number 49 for you,
Oh, okay.
right?
Please hold.
Hot mess. This entire thing, like you said, it's a hot mess.
Okay, I'm so sorry. I thought I knew, but I wanted to double check and make sure.
Of course,
Okay.
we all appreciate it. So we're moving on to number 49 for you, Monica. And
Yes.
number 49 is
Fight Club.
Fight Club. Fight Club. That's an excellent movie.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is. So,
Starring Mr. Brad Pitt and
Mr. Edward Norton,
Edward Norton, and I love her.
Helena Bonham Carter.
I love Helena Bonham Carter
Yeah,
so much that I can't remember her name.
yeah. And there's a young Jared Leto in this.
He's so beautiful.
It would be really great if somebody could leave us a comment or somehow, however it is that we're communicating with you out there that are listening to us, if you could tell us how you pronounce Jared's last name, because it looks as if it's pronounced Leto, but I think sometimes...
I think it's spelled like Leto because the double T would make it Leto. But I don't know how... I'm not friends with Jared, so
Yeah.
I don't know how he pronounces it. And I've heard professionals introduce him both ways.
Right. So if somebody could come back with some information about how we should pronounce Jared's last name, that would be helpful.
He is the star of one of your all-time favorite movies
He is. He
that
is.
I will never watch again.
Requiem for a Dream is about the most perfect movie. Sorry, let me rephrase. Requiem for a Dream is the most perfect movie I've ever seen. It is a 100% cinematic marvel.
What?
It is the story and music and actors and direction and everything push the plot. It's all in support of each other. It's an amazing achievement. And it's a horrible, horrible, soul-crushing story. It's so difficult to watch.
That's the only part that I care about, so.
It's so difficult to watch. But
Yeah.
he stars in that. And he does an amazing job. I don't know that I've seen him do a poor job in anything.
Oh, no, he's amazing.
Yeah.
He's good in everything. If he's in a shitty movie, he's the best part of it.
He's even good in 30 Seconds to Mars, which is his band.
Oh, yeah.
Monica just scratched her nose on the microphone. Just because it was handy.
You didn't have to tell anyone. It's not like they can see me.
Sorry, I'll cut this.
I'm just full of grace and class. That's why you married me.
So we're going to go off and watch Fight Club.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll come back.
While we eat our pizza.
Yeah. And we'll.
And next time we won't try to fit a podcast in between ordering and receiving pizza.
Yeah. Hope you guys are doing well. Oh, wait.
Woo!
Shit. Do it again.
Take two. Woo!
The end.
Toast face time.
We're gonna toast some face.
Toast face
We're
time.
gonna pod some cast.
Toast face.
We're gonna toast some face.